to Retro Sparkle Designs. Today's tutorial will be on the Londyn top. This is the woven version with the long sleeves with the elastic cuff that is skirted. You will need 2 main front pieces, 2 liner fronts. Make sure that you are marking your tie placements as well. 1 main back, 1 liner back, 2 skirt pieces, 6 ties, 2 sleeves, and again, make sure you are transferring the appropriate markings over, and then 2 pieces of elastic. Let's begin by preparing the ties. Take your ties and fold them in half long ways. Pin one of the short edges and then the long edges, and then go ahead and sew. Repeat for all 6 ties. Here we have the completed ties. Next, since this is a woven pattern, we will need to finish the edges. I'm going to use my pinking shears here. I will go ahead and clip and kind of decrease my seam allowance and then clip the corners as well. Next, we will turn the ties right sides out. You can use a tube turner or a paintbrush or a chopstick or something like that. And then go ahead and repeat this for all 6 ties. Next, we will prepare the bodice. Take your main bodice and lay your front and your back right sides up, and we are going to align the shoulder seams. So take your front and lay it right sides together with your back, aligning your shoulder seams, and then making sure that your armici scoop lines up as well. Go ahead and pin those shoulder seams and then sew. You will repeat the same for your liner. So again, take your liner fronts, lay them right sides together with your liner back, pinning and sewing those shoulder seams. Here we have all of the completed and right side out ties and then those completed shoulder seams on our main and liner bodice. Now take your main bodice and we're going to lay it right sides up. So both the back and the front is right sides up. Then we're going to take the liner bodice and lay it right sides together with the main bodice. And then we're going to pin along the neckline. I like to line up my shoulder seams first and then kind of ease the rest in. And then we will be placing the ties as well. So take your liner and we're going to flip it up so we can see the notches that are on the main bodice. Take one tie and line it up with each notch and pin in place. And then fold your liner down so it is sandwiching your ties between your main and your liner, and pin your liner down as well. Repeat this for the other side. Again, you should be having a little bit of a sandwich with your ties in the center and your main on one side and your liner on the other. Go ahead and sew around your neckline and sew your ties in. Here we have that fully sewn neckline and those fronts. I'm going to go ahead and again finish my seam here with my pinking shears. And for the neckline, make sure you're taking extra caution so you're not accidentally cutting into your seam line. If you don't have pinking shears, you can also go through your neckline and just trim them with regular scissors. And then we will want to kind of snip into that seam allowance a little bit towards your seam line. This will just create some ease when you're flipping your bodice right sides out, so you're not getting any puckering. Now go ahead and flip your bodice right sides out so your liner and your main are wrong sides together. Now let's prepare the sleeves. So we are going to sew a gathering stitch from one notch to the other on both of our sleeves. Your regular sewing machine, you can use just a longer stitch. Now let's align the sleeves to our armici. So take your sleeve, and then we are going to create the gathers on that top there. I like to create the gathers with my bobbin thread. So I'll take that bobbin thread and pull it and create those gathers there. And then I kind of will find the center of the top of my sleeve there and align that to that shoulder seam and then pin in place. Then go ahead and align the edge of your sleeve to the edge of your armici and again pin in place, and then just ease the rest of your sleeve into the armici, adjusting your gathers as necessary. Repeat this for your other sleeve and then go ahead and sew in place. Here we have those completed sleeves. Next, we will need to create the elastic casing. Take the bottom raw edge of your sleeve and fold it up 1/2 inch, wrong sides together. And then go ahead and top stitch that raw edge down. This will create the casing for the elastic. Then go ahead and repeat this for your other sleeve. Here is the finished elastic casing. Next, we will feed the elastic through. I like to use a metal bodkin. You can use a safety pin as well, or anything that works for you. So I'll take my bodkin, feed it through just to the raw edge of my elastic, lines up with the raw edge of my sleeve. And then go ahead and sew that one edge in place. Now that we have the one edge of the elastic sewn in, go ahead and grab your bodkin and pull that other raw edge of your elastic out towards the raw edge of the sleeve. This will create your gathers. And then I will also be basting this edge of my elastic in just in case. And then repeat that with your opposite sleeve as well. Now that the elastic is fully in the sleeves, we're going to finish our side seams. So take your bodice and fold it in half, right sides together. So aligning those side seams and those raw edges of your sleeves as well, and then pin in place. And then we are going to sew from our sleeve down to the main bodice. And here we have those finished side seams. Go ahead and flip your bodice right sides out, and then we will prepare the skirt. Take your skirt pieces and lay them right sides together. Pin and sew along that short edge. Here we have the skirt pieces sewn together. I do like to take that seam there and top stitch it down just so it doesn't kind of flap back and forth. So go ahead and do that as well. And then you can gather the top edge of that skirt. Again, I like to just use a long stitch on my regular sewing machine. So here we have the skirt with that gathering stitch on the top there. We do need to complete those gathers. So I will start creating those. And then I'm going to align the center of my skirt to the center back of my bodice. And then I can kind of fit my gathers in there a little bit better. Once you have those gathers to your liking, go ahead and place that skirt right sides together with your bodice and then pin it in place. Again, I like to start by aligning the center. And then for the edges, we are actually going to leave about 1/2 inch of overhang. This will be so after our skirt is attached, we can fold that over to finish that side seam there. So continue pinning your skirt in place, leaving that 1/2 inch of overhang on each side of your bodice, and then go ahead and sew the skirt to the bodice. Here we have the skirt attached to the bodice. So again, with this overhang, we are going to take that and we're going to fold it over so wrong sides are together. This is going to finish that side seam of the skirt. Go ahead and pin that in place and then sew. Repeat for the other side of the skirt. When the sides are finished, you can go ahead and fold that bottom edge of the skirt up 1/2 inch as well, and then pin in place and then top stitch, and that will hem the bottom of your skirt. Here we have the completed Londyn top.